What if I told you that House of the Dragon is about to give us the Mad Queen story that Game of Thrones never could? Not Daenerys, not Cersei, but Rhaenyra Targaryen. After the shocking events of Season 3, Episode 1, the Black Queen has lost yet another son. Her allies are starting to ignore her commands, and a war she once thought she could control is rapidly slipping through her fingers. Meanwhile, terrifying northern warriors known as the Winter Wolves have arrived, ready to die. Aemond is heading toward Harrenhal, where destiny awaits him, and mysterious supernatural forces are beginning to emerge across Westeros. The Dance of the Dragons is no longer a civil war. It's becoming a nightmare. And if the Season 3 premiere taught us anything, it's that the worst is still to come. Let's break down everything that happened, what it means for the future of the war, and why Rhaenyra may be standing at the edge of becoming Westeros's next Mad Queen. Let's start with the moment that left fans absolutely devastated, the death of Jacaerys Velaryon. For years, Jace represented the future of Team Black. He wasn't just Rhaenyra's eldest son, he was her heir, the Prince of Dragonstone, the future king she had spent years preparing to rule. But during the Battle of the Gullet, everything changed. When news of the attack reached Dragonstone, Rhaenyra was ready to ride into battle herself. Jace wouldn't allow it. In a desperate attempt to protect his mother, he had her locked inside her chambers and took her place on the battlefield. It was a heroic decision, and it cost him everything. Veramax was brought down during the battle. Jace survived the crash, but only briefly. As he struggled in the water, enemy archers cut him down before he could escape. Just like that, Rhaenyra lost another child. And if you've been paying attention, this isn't simply another tragedy. It's the latest piece in a much larger pattern. This is why many fans believe House of the Dragon is setting up a far more convincing Mad Queen story than Game of Thrones ever did. Think about everything Rhaenyra has endured. Her throne was stolen, her father died, Lucerys was killed. Her council constantly questions her authority. Even Daemon's loyalty has been uncertain at times. And now Jace is gone. Every season has stripped something away from her. Every victory has come with unbearable loss. Unlike Daenerys, whose downfall happened largely during the final season of Game of Thrones, Rhaenyra's descent has been building slowly since Season 1. The ingredients are all there: grief, isolation, paranoia, betrayal, a growing belief that nobody can be trusted. And history has shown us that those are often the exact conditions that create a Mad Queen. The question is no longer whether Rhaenyra will change. The question is how far she will go. With Jace dead and Luke already gone, Rhaenyra's family has been reduced dramatically. Lucerys died at Storm's End after Vhagar devoured both him and Arax. His death officially ignited the Dance of the Dragons. Joffrey Velaryon remains alive, but only because he was sent to the Vale for protection. For now, he's safe. But readers of Fire and Blood know that his future remains incredibly uncertain. Then there are Aegon the Younger and Viserys. Unlike the books, the show sent them away to Pentos before the Battle of the Gullet. That means they avoided one of the most devastating events of the war, at least for now. And finally, there's Visenya, the daughter Rhaenyra lost before she was even born. A tragic reminder that Rhaenyra's suffering didn't begin with this war. It's been haunting her from the very beginning. With Jace gone, Joffrey now becomes Rhaenyra's heir. But if the series follows the books, that position may not belong to him for very long. While Team Black mourns, another force has entered the war, and they might be the most terrifying warriors we've seen so far, the Winter Wolves. Led by the legendary Roddy the Ruin, these Northmen aren't marching south for glory, they're marching south to die. Sent by Cregan Stark after the Pact of Ice and Fire, the Winter Wolves consist mostly of older warriors who believe their best years are behind them. In Northern tradition, older men sometimes leave home when winter approaches, so younger generations have a better chance of survival. These men don't expect to return. In fact, many actively seek death in battle. Imagine facing an army that isn't afraid of dying. Imagine fighting men who actually want the most dangerous assignments. That's why so many fans call them Westeros's version of the Suicide Squad. And if Fire and Blood is any indication, their greatest battles are still ahead. But war isn't the only thing happening this season. House of the Dragon may finally be diving deeper into the supernatural side of Westeros. Many viewers noticed the strange antlered figure appearing in Episode 1. Who is he? Some fans believe he's connected to the legendary Green Men, ancient guardians tied to the Old Gods, the Children of the Forest, and powers that existed long before the Targaryens arrived in Westeros. With Harrenhal becoming a major setting this season and the God's Eye located nearby, the timing couldn't be more interesting. For years, Game of Thrones largely moved away from the magical side of George R.R. Martin's world. House of the Dragon might finally be bringing it back. Speaking of Harrenhal, Aemond Targaryen is heading straight toward it, and fans of Fire and Blood know exactly why that's important, because Harrenhal is where he will meet Alys Rivers, one of the most mysterious and fascinating characters in the entire Dance of the Dragons. The trailers have already teased her arrival, the show has already hinted at their future relationship, and Episode 2 may finally bring these two characters together. Considering Harrenhal's reputation as one of the most cursed places in Westeros, their meeting could have enormous consequences for the rest of the war. And finally, the biggest prediction of all, King's Landing. Everything has been building toward this moment. Rhaenyra has spent years fighting for her birthright. Daemon wants action. The Blacks have positioned themselves strategically, and after the devastation of the Gullet, there may be no more time for hesitation. Episode 2 may mark the beginning of the campaign to seize the capital. The fall of King's Landing is one of the most important events in Fire and Blood, and House of the Dragon has spent multiple seasons preparing for it. The pieces are in place, the players are moving, and the war is entering its most dangerous phase yet. Rhaenyra has lost her heir. The Winter Wolves have arrived. Aemond is marching toward destiny. Ancient mysteries are emerging from the shadows, and King's Landing may soon become the next battlefield. If Season 3 Episode 1 was any indication, House of the Dragon isn't slowing down. It's accelerating toward chaos. So what do you think? Will Rhaenyra become the Mad Queen that Daenerys never had the chance to be? Will the Winter Wolves steal the show? And are we finally about to witness the fall of King's Landing? Let me know your predictions in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any House of the Dragon coverage as Season 3 continues. Winter is coming, but for Westeros, the fire has already arrived.